Welcome back to another episode of Dialing In for Amplitube 5. Last week I did a video in another series I do on my channel for my Rev Generator 100R amplifier for the folks over at Rev. And I did a Can Rev do a Nuno Bettencourt'ish style tone in which I took the Rev amp in conjunction with the 2 notes Dyne-IRs built in through the built-in torpedo. And I got kind of in the ballpark of a Nuno tone. And I used the classic Nuno solo on the Extreme song, Get the Funk Out, to demo it. And I had the tracks done, I had the video done for it. So I thought, what if I was to reamp this through Amplitube? See if I can't get something in the ballpark of a Nuno-ish style tone. Now, like I said in the other video for the Rev amp, Nuno had a lot of different style tones over the years. They weren't always all the same. So this is kind of just in that ballpark, in that vein. And it's not even necessarily a tone I would dial in if I was just working on a tone that I wanted to use for myself. But when played in the mix, it really has kind of a cool vibe to it. So maybe a little bit thin and bitey outside of the mix, but when it's in the mix, it just kind of works. So this will be available for free on my website. There will be a link below to this preset. You heard a little snippet of it used in the mix at the beginning of this video, and I'm going to show you the entire Get the Funk Out solo after we do the tone explanation, but the link will be below. While you're at the website, check out some of my other presets that I have for Amplitube 5, and if there's something there that you like from the demo videos you hear, and you're inclined to grab it, please do that. It helps to support my channel and to allow me to keep doing these videos with some free presets. So without further ado, let's hop over to Amplitube 5 and see what we have. Okay, so here we are over at Amplitube 5. What I chose, and really I probably could have chosen any number of amps from Amplitube that could have got me in this ballpark, but for some reason the SLD100 popped into my head as being a good choice just for this kind of a vibe, which, as we all know, is a model of the Soldano SLO100 amp. So what I did is I started with a noise gate just to cut down some of that noise. When we start pumping the gain up like we do for this preset, it might get a little bit noisy. So that helped cut that down into the SLD100 amp, into an Echo Man delay just for the lead part. So what you're going to hear in the demo video and the little snippet you heard at the beginning is basically a double tracked rhythm guitar that is this same preset without the echo on. And then for the lead, I just engaged the echo. So everything you hear in that particular demo video that I'm using in this video is going to be this preset. The 2 rhythm guitars are panned hard left and right, and then the lead guitar is just up the middle, maybe just slightly off center as far as panning goes. The cabinet I used was the 412 Metal T1. Worked really nicely with this, sounded great. I'll show you the mic specifics in a moment. And I used my little mastering section that I use at the end with a little LA2A compression, just kissing the sound, and an EQ81. So let's start here. Basically, I have the LA2A set up, like I said, just to give maybe a dB and a half of compression, just to kind of glue everything together. Now, the EQ, I did go maybe a little heavier handed on. I do have a 100 hertz low cut and a 12 kilohertz high cut on this. Up here in the high shelf at 4,700 hertz, I've boosted 3 dB. At 2200 hertz with a parametric bell curve, I've boosted 2 dB. At 390 hertz, I've cut out 1.5 dB, and that again is a parametric bell curve. And then on a low shelf EQ, at 100 hertz, I've boosted 3 dB. So we're going to turn that off right now. We'll come back and we'll engage that after so you can hear what that actually does to the tone. As far as the cabinet goes, like I mentioned, I have the 412 Metal T1. I have a Royer R121 or the Ribbon 121, and the volume on that is at -7.9, and that's blended with a Dynamic 57 or a Shure SM57, which is giving us the bulk of the tone. The volume is at -6.4 dB. I also used the Hall Room with the volume at -15.5 dB. And those microphones are the Condenser 87. So where are these mics actually located? You'll notice here that I have the Ribbon 121 pulled back a little bit and a little off axis just to give it a nice beefy full tone. And then for the SM57, I actually have it pulled fairly far back, but sort of directly at the cone. And those particular settings gave me the tone that I was looking for. If we come over to the Echo Man, very simple. I have it timed to the tempo of the song that I was using, or the backing track that I was using. So those delays fall nicely. That's something I do on all my delays, usually I time them with the song I'm playing. I find then it doesn't stick out as much and maybe give a bit of an odd sound to it. The feedback is at 31.6%, the blend is at 25%, and I have 0% on the chorus vibrato. The noise gate set very typically, threshold set to the appropriate level for my guitar, release at 274.4 milliseconds of the depth at minus 60 dB. Over to the all-important amp settings. I'm on the crunch channel, normal setting here. Overdrive, preamp overdrive is set up around 9. Bass is cranked up to 11. Middle is at 6.2. Treble at 7.4. Overdrive master is at 7.5. And the presence is at 7.4. So that gave me everything I wanted. So now with the Echo Man turned off, let's even turn the gate off. Listen to what kind of noise I'm getting off of this. You can hear just a little bit of hiss in there. Turn that on, it's all gone. So I have my little mastering section off at the end. There's the settings on the amp. Let's go over and take a listen if we mute the Ribbon 121 and hear just the SM57, and we'll mute the room as well. And it sounds like this. Now we'll mute that and we'll listen to the 121. Very dark, as you can tell, and that's where that's positioned. When we blend those two together, though, it gives a beautiful balance. Very dry and in your face, so we add that room sound in that hall room. Very nice. Now, if we come over to our Echo Man and put that on. I don't like a ton of delay, but just something, again, that helps it sit in the mix nicely. Now, coming over to this mastering section here, let's turn off both of these. We'll turn the whole bus on, so we aren't getting anything from these yet. Let's go with these EQ settings I showed you. This is what's going to make the most drastic change. And then when we add in the white 2A, it just kind of glues everything together. So you'll notice that the gain reduction only really was just barely moving, and if I really dug in, it moved a little more, and that's really all I wanted. That's the final tone, and like I said, not necessarily a tone I would have dialed in like this if I was just creating a tone for myself, but for this particular instance, this worked really nicely. Okay, so there it is. What did you guys think? Well, let's hear it now in the mix. Now, I've already explained to you there's two rhythm guitars, which is basically this tone without the Echo Man engaged. panned hard left and right, that's the rhythm guitar, and then the lead guitar with the Echo Man engaged, panned slightly off center with a backing track I created with Toontrack Superior Drummer 3 and Toontrack's Easy Bass. Let's give that a listen. All right, what did you guys think? I hope you liked that. Like I said, that preset is available for free from my website as of the release of this video. The link is below in the description. Go grab that, enjoy it, tweak it however you want. You know, might have to tweak it for your playing, your guitar. Maybe you're not going to use it to sound anything like Nuno. It's probably going to be a tone that's going to work in a lot of other situations as well. While you're there, take a look at some of my other Amplitube 5 presets and grab something there if you are so inclined and if you'd like to support the channel and what I do. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody who you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for sharing your time with me. Ciao for now.